Here we go. My name's Ryker Misches, and this is my mentor.
Sterling Owens.
All right. And I got some questions for him here for my senior project interview. The first question is, how long have you been in this profession, and what inspired you to go into this field?
Probably just under 20 years, or maybe a little more. Not sure. But I think what made me get into the profession is I had started buying rental houses at a young age, and that was the doing the electrical work was the most expensive cost for me. So I didn't get into the trade to actually become an electrician. I got in the trade to actually do my own work and save money,
Save some money,
on the
yeah.
rental properties. So in order for me to save the money, pretty much it was a lot of times I ran into in the rental houses, I had to get permits. And in order to get a permit, you had to be a licensed electrician. Well, that's where my biggest cost came in. So, and it was stuff that I knew I could do, change out outlets, switches, ceiling fans and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was, to me, it was pretty simple.
So just some like time saving, money save kind of thing. Okay.
So I got into it for that reason, but then, so I went to school for it. I went to Johnson County Community College. It was a 2-year program. I did that, but as I was doing that program, I actually hired in at KCP&L in an apprenticeship to be a lineman. It's 2 different electrical trades.
Two big changes, I feel
but
like.
it all ties together eventually.
Mm-hmm.
As I started going through that apprenticeship, I ran into the trouble side where I would come across homeowners, because everything we troubleshot was for a homeowner. And that kind of tied into me seeing people that needed an electrician. So I took that and ran with it.
Kind of just all full circle.
It came full circle. So then I saw a way to make money in both trades. So I used my license to open up a company, Owens Electric. And now majority of my business comes from working at the utility and other linemen, giving out my number to customers that's, needs work.
Yeah.
And a lot of time their work is emergency work where they need to have it done like right now.
Like real soon, real quick.
So that's where that's where it took off. So.
Okay. And then, so the entry-level job kind of thing was just like your apprenticeship, I guess?
Yeah.
And that kind of like
I never did.
more into...
I never did an apprenticeship for an electrician. I did the apprenticeship for a lineman. But as I was in the apprenticeship, I was finishing school to be an electrician.
So I guess your entry level for the electrician was kind of just your own company that you started.
Yeah. So I never actually worked for anyone.
You kind of just started your own thing.
Yeah.
So it was lineman and then straight into
your
own business kind of thing.
Because once I finished school, I was able to take the master's test. And once you take the master's test and pass it, you're able to get licensed, which means you can open your own company.
Okay. And then what's some of the most unique and like memorable experiences that you've had being an electrician or a lineman or that kind of thing?
I'd rather not say.
I'm sure you've probably heard or seen some crazy stuff.
Yeah. I don't think any of it's appropriate.
Yeah.
No, we can move on.
I've heard some things from my dad, so I feel like
yeah. I can't think of any good ones off the top of my head that's appropriate.
Yeah.
So
what are some skills that you've like developed or learned that really like helped you go into this field, and like how do you utilize them, every day when you're working on jobs?
Skills, I would say probably customer service. How to bid a job, how to know my demographic, know who I'm bidding the job to. Just that customer service and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I feel like customer service is a big part, because you won't, if you're mean to people and no one really knows that you're out there, you're not going to get a lot of
if you don't
a lot of work, a lot of jobs to go to.
You kind of have to sell yourself. You become a salesman at first, and then an electrician.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what are the advantages and disadvantages of the electrician career?
The advantages would be the money. The disadvantage is if you're running a company, you have slow times. But if you're working for a company, I mean, it's consistent. You'll keep working. So, I mean, it just depends on which direction you go, whether it's, own your own company or work for someone. Because working for someone, it'll stay consistent.
Okay. And then what would you say the like job outlook for this is in the career? Like as an electrician?
What do you mean?
Like 20 years into the future, what do you see this kind of job being?
I see it growing. As far as, I mean, you got electric vehicles, everything's going to electric. There's so much new technology. I think it's going to be, honestly, I think it's going to be the best growing field. Not saying just because I'm in it.
Yeah,
but I see the future in it. I mean, it's going to be, because I'm learning more. You got the Tesla chargers, and they're doing things where now if you buy a Tesla truck or a car, they offer like $4,000 to, I guess, where you can plug the car into the house if you lose power in the house and kind of use it as a generator.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's a lot of things that's coming up.
There's always more houses being built that are going to need that kind of thing. So, and then what advice would you have for an individual like me who would like to, pursue electrician or like electricity sort of like job field?
It depends on which, because some people like hands-on, and see, like my son, he kind of likes the math and the paperwork,
and figuring all that stuff out. Yeah.
So he can draw the stuff. So he went to the engineering side of it. So he's an electrical engineer, but he also helps me as well. So he liked both. So it depends on whether you're a hands-on person or if you're a book person, because you can go in the field either way. So just if you were more of a book person, you just stay in college and become like an electrical engineer.
Okay.
So either way, yeah, depends on what you want to do, but it's opportunities both ways.
And then final question, what is your like favorite or like in your opinion the best part of this job?
Just working with different people. I think it's the gratification of when I fix stuff, like people are without power for 3 or 4 days, and you go in there and you fix it in 4 or 5 hours, and now they have lights, and the excitement from,
Yeah, it makes you feel good.
Yeah.
You did something good for someone, helped them out.
Yep, and yeah.
Just the people, okay.
Yep.
All right, well, thank you for taking your time doing this interview with me.
All right.
And it's a big help. Thank you.
Yep.